need to keep talking, I can keep talking.
Yeah, you definitely should because
Okay.
I hit the record button.
I should keep talking. Hi, everyone.
Keep talking.
I'm in a chatty mood, I guess.
Rodney with round 2.
Ooh, I know. I love that he sent that. He also shared us on his Facebook page.
Aw.
Thank you, Rodney.
Thanks, buddy.
I love it. So once again, if you are a musical person, I would love to hear some, like, while Resurrection Blues Band is crushing it for us, I'd like to hear some other people as well. Like, there's more than just Resurrection Band out there. So
There is.
there is.
You're telling me there's more music in this world than just the Resurrection Band?
Spotify seems to tell
Get
me
out of
so.
here.
So yeah, like send us in something, just a little something. I think what I have found with this is that people have almost overcomplicated it.
Yeah, don't overcomplicate things.
Don't do that.
What's wrong with you?
Just chill, you know. Jordan
Somebody's
and
gonna send in
I-
a ukulele. Like,
but do it. I love the sound of ukuleles. We have
one. We have a ukulele.
a couple people who can play a ukulele. Play anything. Just drum on the table and like ba 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 ba. Just don't overcomplicate it. That might be it. Grace and Grace.
Hey, so or I don't know if this is a new segment or what we want to call this, but this is like people have written to us and said, "Hey,
Yeah.
like I have a thing." So
Yeah, well, first, just in case this is the first time you've ever listened,
it is first time.
welcome
Hello.
to This is Grease and Grace. I am Kim, and
my name is Jordan, and we're so happy that you could be
we
here
are
with
so
us
happy
today.
that you're listening. We've had people
we
listening each
yeah,
week.
so we get to the end of like episodes or in the beginning, we're like, hey, like send us a message, greaseandgracepod@gmail.com or
Yeah.
social media or whatever the case is. Kim actually runs our social media, so when messages come in, I don't know how to get to them. So
No.
I'm just telling you right now, I'm not going to be the one that's going to be reading your messages.
No, maybe one day, if we get big enough, we can have a social media person who surprises
Oh,
both of
we're
us.
hiring. Actually,
Well,
we can do volunteers
Yeah,
for
we're
people.
hiring volunteers.
Yeah, by hiring we mean we're gonna pay you in
Snacks
Monopoly money.
and love.
Yeah, absolutely. Do
appreciation.
you like flavored water? I would love to give you some flavored water.
So we have moved, and you do have
have flavored water.
a smattering of.
Smattering?
A smattering.
Where did you get? You were in
Oh.
meetings all day. You came
I
in with the
haven't.
big
No,
words.
I was in one meeting. So I use big word, like, not big. I'm.
You said
Look at me, I'm the
smattering.
big brain.
I don't even know what smattering means. Go ahead, carry on.
Okay, you have a plethora of different additives that you can put in your water, and it is very colorful. So we can pay you in water packets.
Smattering is a word.
It is
just
a
by the
word.
way, it is a slight superficial knowledge of a language or subject.
Oh.
So or it's a small amount of something.
Boom.
Boom!
There it is. I was like, I know I didn't use that out of context.
Got it.
So yeah, we have had some people send in.
And what were the people's comments in regards to previous podcasts? Because we should probably put some context in that, like of, hey, this is why somebody like wrote in. Because there's been a couple of them, like a couple of episodes where like I think we talked about jobs and then we talked about sports. And so what are our beloved listeners messaging in to tell us? Kimberly.
Well, so we have had,
Kimberly.
realistically, I think for right now, everybody is just having a really good time listening to us.
Which is good. We're glad.
Which is great, yeah. I
Having
haven't.
a good time. That's a song. Did you know that there's more than just the Resurrection Band out there? Hi, Rodney.
Hello, Rodney. Yeah, what I have been getting, because I also, if you're emailing us, then I'm the one who receives it. Yeah, just people are having a good time.
So give it to me. What do you
I'm
got?
going to give you, okay, so this is in direct correlation. I'm trying to find what episode. I don't remember what episode it was. It was a sports story. We were talking about sports.
We talked about Mr. Swoop being killed on stage. Or not stage. In the
Not
outfield.
on stage. Was that our first episode? I believe. No,
sorry,
that was
Swoop.
episode 2.
I apologize.
So we were talking
Not
about
really.
funny sports.
It'd be a great marketing
story.
thing, and the South Bend Cubs would be so famous for it, but whatever. Anyway.
For Killian Swoop on stage?
Not stage. They don't have a
Oh.
stage, but they do have an outfield.
Wow.
And this bullet was sponsored by Midwest Gun Exchange for all of your hunting needs.
So, anyways, this is a response, a story directly coming from that episode. So go and have a listen. But we got a message. Should I say the name?
First name, not last name.
Beth.
Beth.
Not Bethany.
Oh, okay.
Beth.
Yeah,
Bethany is your wife. I don't know.
Okay, Beth.
Bethany needs to come in with some stories.
Dude, I'm telling you what, I got one for you, but
So
go
excited.
ahead.
Okay.
Carry on.
So,
Hello,
the
Beth.
email reads, I grew up with much older siblings. One of my brothers coached soccer at the boys' high school and then went on to coach women's college ball. I had another brother that tried out for the Olympic team,
Whoa.
which is wildly impressive. I actually...
For baseball?
I'm going to say soccer.
Oh, okay. Soccer. Got it.
I know somebody who tried out for the Olympic swim team and was very close to making it.
It's not a small feat. Anyway, carry on, Michael
Anyway,
Phelps.
it's very impressive. It was...
Swim on, Phelps.
So it was kind of a family sport. I understand the game, but my school offered volleyball, basketball, softball, and track, so she never had experience playing soccer with a team. Fast forward to freshman year, they were about 25 minutes from their high school, and she was unable to navigate transportation to play. So she was a decent athlete, but she wasn't ever actually able to participate in playing on a team. She goes on to say, I don't remember much about the season besides this story. In a game, the coach put me on defense, stopper or sweeper. I've never actually understood. And I was on offense for soccer when I played. I don't understand who is a sweeper, who is a stopper. Why are we sweeping the field? What are we doing?
Have not been that high up in soccer, so there's a lot of times where I'm just like, neat, you play the game. And I coach for the preschoolers, and the whole game is get the ball into the net and don't kick somebody. I was coaching one time. I had a kid. He looked at me. I'm dead serious. He comes up to me and he says, Coach Muck, and I was like, yeah, buddy, what's up? And he's like, can I go home and play video games now? The best part was like his mom's dropped him off. So like, how's he gonna get there? I'm like. Half of me was like, you know what, buddy, let's go. Like,
yeah, I have not yet coached, but I'm going to be. So I
you're
should probably figure out.
You're in. Okay.
I should probably figure out. So stopper or sweeper, she doesn't remember, whatever it was. She was across the midfield. And the moments leading up to the epic move, most of the action was on our offensive side. I was not 100% tuned into the game. Suddenly, the ball came flying down the field directly at me, but above my head. It was a perfect set. That is, if there had been a volleyball in the middle of the soccer field. I jumped up and spiked the ball down the field.
Oh,
with
you
power.
can't do that. You can't touch the ball with your hands.
Everyone froze in shock. It was a bit of a blur at this point in the
Take
story.
that, Karen.
I showed you.
Just a merging of sports took place.
Isn't that kind of like what lacrosse is? No, is it rugby? Rugby.
Rugby's like football and
Soccer.
kind of tied in. You can use your hands. I'll give you that.
Swat-
Yeah.
So I know that I was mortified when I realized what I had done. I do recall that this coach called me over to the sidelines and said something like, "You want to use your hands, huh? Move to goalie." She got put in her place by her coach. I love
Obviously, it's my fault. You're in the wrong position. You need to go play goalie.
But she didn't. I mean, I get it because she didn't have any.
It's like, what's up now?
So
Thanks, Beth.
thank you very much, Beth.
Fantastic.
Our other email in was from Candace.
Oh, Candace.
Who this is in response to our last episode where we talk about me working at Blockbuster.
Oh, man.
So she also worked at Blockbuster.
What?
Not my Blockbuster.
A different
I would
Blockbuster.
love to get.
All right, that's fair.
But no, different Blockbuster. Her favorite Blockbuster game was to put someone inside the cardboard display, tall triangle things. Like, do you remember seeing like life size?
Yeah.
They would put somebody in the cardboard.
You can still do that. You know that? Oh.
You can get them or you can fit in.
Kimbo. I mean, epiphany, like light bulbs going off over my head. I'm pretty sure your awkward family photos need to be in cardboard cutouts.
With each other. With our
Oh,
cardboard.
yeah. Life-size cardboard cutouts that you can take your picture with you. Oh, this is
Could you
so
imagine
good.
if you just were like carrying
Just wrap it up.
would be wonderful.
You got yourself in your car, like, and you're driving down the road. People are like, oh, is that a twin?
Is it a twin?
Hey,
They're not
man.
moving much.
A little stiff.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, there's
The
like cardboard cutouts.
People know.
But like the ones in Blockbuster, I remember had like a hollow area to make sure that they stayed up.
Yeah.
Not like the triangle that would go from the backside of the cardboard, just like a So according to Candace, they would put someone inside the cardboard display triangle and have them walk around and move to different parts of the store.
Well, people are getting their videos.
Could you imagine? Like all of a sudden you see this
Just walking around.
thing. That's like, have you ever seen those
Michigan
funny
type stuff
videos
right there.
of people who like hide in bushes? And
Oh yeah. Spray like the foghorns or whatever when people are golfing. Yeah.
No, see, that would make me mad. How are you? What kind of scared person are you?
Ooh.
Like, if you get startled. So my youngest, Owen, he is the funnest person
To scare?
See,
People like you need like full blown therapy because that's like there are like TikToks and like viral videos of people scaring people, and I feel so bad for the people being scared.
I feel bad for him, but also so fun.
Oh
like
man,
the image
I
of
hate
them
it.
being scared.
I hate being scared.
So yeah, Owen is really fun to scare. Miles, you can't really scare him, but Owen, and
I feel like your kids would be the type of kids that start swinging. Like you scare them and they're just like full blown punching you in the face.
No. Miles doesn't really react, actually.
Actually, no, they pee their pants and go to their room and cry. I'm a great mom.
So Owen, he'll watch me walk around the corner and then he'll walk past and I still scare him. And he has a full scared face, terrified
poor
face.
guy.
He just freezes and then he starts crying because he's my cry kid. Like he's just an emotional kid. But I am the one who, if I get scared, I get immediately angry. I get so mad.
So you're the one throwing punches.
I want to I clench up and then I laugh once I realize that I'm not an actual danger. I don't think I'm a fight person.
Hey Miles, what's with the black eye? Scared mom yesterday. Not a good deal.
I find getting scared funny. It's just that initial.
I get mad when I hit my head or foot on anything. Like instantly angry. Like I'm just irate. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
I just ran my head straight into my garage last night. We've had a fiasco with our animal this week.
Which one? Dog or cat?
The dog.
Oh, no.
Not good. So we're still recovering from that. And so.
Can you explain the fiasco in like 3 sentences or less?
Well, you're going to want to elaborate on it. Okay.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
You get 3 sentences, I get 3.
Well, for starters, I wasn't there, so I don't know.
What's your dog's name again?
Gannon, like a cannon, but Gannon with a G.
Where did you get Gannon?
We adopted him.
Okay. Anyway, I don't think we ever talked about your dog's
name. I think
name.
it's Ganondorf.
All right.
I don't know.
From like the Lord of the Rings?
Is it Lord of the Rings? I could ask my husband.
Or I could Google it.
Okay, so while you're explaining this, or while you're looking this up, let me explain. Okay, it's Gannon.
Is it Gannon?
Gannon.
It's a university.
Gannon bit somebody.
Oh no, I've had that happen.
Stitches.
Just
One
saying.
stitch happened. I've been bit twice.
It's time to put him down. I just hit a nerve. You think Kim gets mad when she gets scared? I just backed up in my chair.
So that was my immediate thought because
you gotta put him down. He bit somebody.
But okay, so here's the situation.
Okay.
He was on the lead that we have for him in our yard.
Was he provoked? Do you think he was
prior
provoked?
to?
Okay.
So this is the second occurrence with the same person.
Oh no.
And the first time he has made his opinion that he does not like this person.
The dog?
The dog has
he talked to you.
He did. He said, "Hey mom, can we not?"
I'm curious. Why would a dog call you mom and not Kim? Like, I'd never thought about that. I don't think my dog looks at me like dad.
Really?
No, I think he looks at me like Uncle Jordan. Like
No, Gannon would 100% say mom. Do you have a voice for what Frank
Oh
would
yeah. Oh yeah. I'm glad
can't
we're on this
pinpoint.
topic. 100%.
Like, has anybody ever said like,
He can either go one of two ways. He's either super stoic, like, of course I like to go on a walk, or he's like just completely like psychotic, like, what's up, man?
I think of like a really low kind of what
Morgan Freeman-esque.
yeah. So anyways, so he was prior to this, the person had like shot him with Nerf guns before and water
Aw,
guns. So like
poor guy.
Gannon just had made up his mind. I don't like this person. Unfortunately, this person happens to be my neighbor.
Oh,
So
no.
we see him all of the time. But because of this,
Where'd he bite him at?
the first time on the knee. The second time, I think it might have been near the shoulder, and then got him on the hip.
Oh.
So
Older guy, younger guy?
He's a second grader.
A very younger guy.
So
I'm thinking like Larry from, like the down the road, and you're
No.
like, no, he is
He's small.
He's a little guy.
Okay,
Oh,
so
he bit a kid?
He did, but
Kim, this is not good. This
No.
is not. This story is going bad.
okay, so we are very aware that when we adopted Gannon, he
Oh, you adopted him. There's the first problem.
We adopted him, and
Yeah.
he was a COVID dog. So he went into the shelter when he was 7 months old, and we didn't adopt him until he was 2.
So he didn't have a lot of people
So he
interaction.
didn't have people interaction. He didn't have training because he was in a shelter. So we have put in so much work with this dog.
Did you take him to like an actual
Yeah,
like,
he
like a dog place?
he spent the 2 weeks with a trainer,
Okay.
and so we have him on we have. Some people are going to be mad about it. We have him on a shock collar, but we never have ever used the shock. There's
Right.
a vibration
It's
or
your
a
dog.
sound, but like I'm not trying to hurt him.
Yeah.
But in any means, I'm just trying to. If he needs to know who's the boss, and
Mom.
there's like a mom, and so there's like a beep or something like that he doesn't like, but he knows that if I play the beep, then you better get near me.
Frank had one of those. The battery would beep when it was going off, and he did not like that
Yeah.
at all. So like he ended up like being like paralyzed, not physically paralyzed, but like paralyzed from like any sound that came out of it. So we had to get rid of it.
Yeah. Gannon he starts shaking
Yeah.
a lot. So.
Yeah.
So I only use the beep, but he's been trained. But then we discovered that with him being a broken dog, I have a friend who she's fostered a lot of dogs, and so
So can you give it to her?
No, so she was like, let's figure out like what are the triggers so that we can make it a safe environment for him as well as for anybody who's coming
Sure,
over to our
sure.
house. So we discovered that there is something with the front door with
It's like a trigger.
like meeting people
Yeah.
kind of at that door on this is his domain.
Yeah.
He doesn't like that. But we have discovered that if you just come into our house and sit at our table for a second.
Like through the back? Or,
No,
just like,
you can
just
come
like
through the
in.
main door. He can watch you come in. It's just meeting you at the door he does not do well with. So we have done a lot of work to understand our dog, to make it safe for him, to make it safe for anybody who comes over to our house. Like, we're trying really hard to be responsible.
And acclimate him to said people.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's been doing great. He loves kids. Like, in real life, he loves kids. He doesn't know
Except for one.
except for one. There can only be one. So like we've taken him to the park and kind of
All the things.
exposure therapy, you know.
Yeah.
But the bite happened on our property. He was on his lead. The kid, both the parents, both us and the parents know if he is around, like our dog goes in.
Yeah.
I wasn't home. There was just a lot of things that happened.
Did you have to go tell the parents?
No, they knew. The parent, his window, he could see it, but he couldn't get the window open in time. To yell at his kid to not get close to our dog.
Because Gannon's about to go.
So it was just this whole thing. So anyways, we don't have to put him down.
That's good, I guess.
But I mean, like, I immediately called Josh and I was like, well, there goes our dog,
yeah.
kind of a thing.
Are you gonna get rid of him or no?
No, we're not going to get rid of him. We have a muzzle that we will put on him when he is outside on his lead, unattended, to prevent that from happening.
Yeah.
And then that's the only time that he'll wear the muzzle. If we're walking with him, then like
you're over him. Yeah.
Yeah, we're over him. But if he is outside and just for whatever reason,
How old is he?
How old is my dog?
Yeah.
4.
Oh, so he's still relatively young.
Yeah, and he's a good dog. He's
a good boy.
He really is. It's. I've never had a dog that like requires this much work.
You should get a cardboard cutout of him, put him in the living room, and see what happens.
We're getting cardboard. Who is it that does those?
Oh,
like,
anybody. Just you could go
But there's
online.
like a company, like a
there's a company that does everything.
Big Head.
Oh, big heads would probably do it.
Is that what they're called?
I don't know. Fat heads.
Fat Heads.
Fat
That's
Heads.
the name of it,
Yeah.
where you can get like Spider-Man or your own kid.
We had a Pomsky, which is a Pomeranian and a Husky, and Ella bit one of my friend's daughter in the face.
I've gotten bit.
He was
in
gone.
the face.
She had to go.
Oh.
Not her, the human, like the dog. Like we got rid of her. Yeah.
You just said the human, like as in we had to get rid of the human.
No, we didn't get rid of the
took her out
human.
back and shot her.
We definitely did not do that. We had we were like, that's it, like, cause she like just whether she was provoked or not, like you bit a human being in the face.
Yeah,
that's not okay.
Well, the dog that bit me in the face lived.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I got bit in the eye.
Yikes!
I have in my kindergarten picture.
Well, like that's why Bethany won't let me get a German Shepherd, cause she got bit when she was like really little. She's like, all German Shepherds are bad.
Oh no, I mean I love dogs.
Just so you guys know, Gannon, by the way, is a community. It is a private Catholic university with campuses in Erie, Pennsylvania, Ruskin, Florida, established in 1925. Nowhere in the Google history does it ever say anything about the Lord of the Rings.
Ganondorf.
Gannon is also a football page for the Golden Knights, the official Facebook page for the Gannon University Golden Knights.
It's from Zelda. Ganondorf. Geoglyph.
Yeah, but why? So you just call him Ganon for short?
We didn't name him.
Who named him?
The shelter?
I don't know. Okay. Oh, Ganon and Gandorf.
Ganondorf.
Ganondorf from Zelda fandom. Ganon.
Have you ever played Zelda?
No. So there are different like video game people. I'm not a video game person. I don't play video games. I don't feel like adult men should play video games.
Well, then this conversation is going to take a crazy twist.
I just don't get it. Like I feel like you're wasting your life. I don't like it's funny when somebody will talk to me and they're like, "Oh, I got level 15." I'm like, "Of what?" Like what? Like you gonna go buy pizza with that? Like they give you a gift card? How does that translate over into like any sort of life skill? So I don't get it. I tried it. Don't get me wrong. I tried to be a video game person and I can't. I did that when I was little. That's past. It's over. So and like
there's people who like that's how they get paid though.
Well, it's a new thing. So like the college that I teach at has an esports league. Like like kids come to school because they're good at esports. I disagree. Like I don't. I'm sure you're good. Like I get it.
It's weird that they call it a sport.
It is a sport. It's called an esport, and I'm offending multiple people on multiple levels right now because people are like, "That's a real thing." I'm sure it is, and I'm sure your hand-eye coordination is fantastic. I even know that there's people that have like simulators. This is a real thing. I don't know if you know this or not. I can't get over this because I get sucked in. I don't know what's worse, the people who watch the videos or the people who make the videos, because I'm one of the people that like watch the videos. There are people out there who play simulator games, truck driving.
Oh yeah,
cars. I think there's a farming simulator. Yep. But there's people up airplanes, which have been around for a long time, airplane simulators.
But those are like for training.
No. There's like if you Google it or go to YouTube and just like search like flight simulator in a home. People have constructed a cockpit where they have like 7 screens and they have all like this like legitimate thing. Kim, these people could legitimately fly a plane, but they choose to fly out of their home, and they're not flying anywhere. Like,
Oh.
we just like, okay, and there's people, this is the crazy thing, because I was talking to a guy the other day, I don't even know how we got in this conversation, but we did, and he was like, you shouldn't dog those people who do the simulator things. He's like, because they're getting paid from their Twitch account. You know what Twitch is?
Yes. Well, I don't know. I have a very basic understanding of Twitch. I know it's a streaming service,
Right.
kind of.
So you have like a little camera that like a camera's on you,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have like people watch you play video games. So I don't know what's worse, like you playing the video game or people watching you play the video game. But this guy told me, which I was blown away by. I had to do some research on it. Legit, I kid you not, Kim. This guy makes more money driving fake semis in a simulator than a guy who drives a real semi with real like loads would make in like a day or a year or whatever the case is. So like let's just say annual salary, video game dude makes more money than other guy. I don't get that. This is the world we live in.
I feel like that's so weird.
Super
That's
weird.
Like, I don't know how to feel about that.
And they have rigs. Like, so like if you looked it up, like people have like set up in their house like what an inside of a cab of a truck looks like. And Kim, I wish I was making this stuff up. The plane simulators, there are people who are flight coordinators for an imaginary like world, but it's still the world. So like there's people who like legitimately go to work, which is not, they go to their house, they put on their headset and they're like, okay, I'm a traffic coordinator today. And then there's people who are imaginary flying from like Dallas to Denver. This guy had a video, it's 4 hours long, of him taking a flight from one place to the other. The first 2 hours of that video, he's waiting to take off. He's in a line with a bunch of imaginary people.
I feel like this story would be so much better if people could understand what my face has been this whole time that you have been
You're
explaining
wasting
this.
your life.
That's
Go be a pilot.
Yeah, why don't you become a pilot? Because they're not getting paid. That's the problem. That's truly the problem, is they're not getting paid as much as they would to record it and pop it on Twitch.
Right. Or they put
Which
it on
is
YouTube and they're making all their
crazy.
money off of YouTube. So it's like, I can't dog people who play video games a whole lot, because now everything has shifted in the past 20 years where you are making legitimate money off of, like this. And so like they would look at it and be like, it's a job. And I'll be like, this does not help.
It's not
culture.
It's like not moving any kind of
Let me put it in-
societal.
Right. Let me put it in your world. Okay.
It'd be like Cooking Mama, and I'm making cooking food,
Same thing.
but those are like, they're fun.
right.
They're fun games, but I'm not serving anybody actual food.
I don't know what Cooking Mama is.
That is like, I think, one of the first iPhone
Oh, like shows or like games or whatever.
or something like that.
So let's okay. So you like went to work today, right?
Yeah.
And you like had like an
I was in
actual
a physical place.
Imagine somebody somewhere, because I'm sure this is happening. They have a camera on their face. They started the video game and people are watching them, and they're cooking via a video game, and people are watching it, and they're making more money than you make at an actual like physical location.
Crazy. That's crazy to me. People go outside and like apply those skills. There's so many things where like if you just applied those skills in real life, like yeah, you might not be making as much money. And I'm not saying that it's like not a valid way to make money, but like
So what's worse? Like I'll ask you the question. What's worse? Is the person who participates in that, which is making an income off of it, or the people who watch it
it's
that
like the chicken
enable?
and the egg. Because okay, so on one hand, it's fascinating to watch people do things that you don't know how to do.
Mm-hmm.
So
Like fly imaginary planes.
like fly imaginary planes, but also
I sound so disgruntled.
that's crazy. I'm so confused by that. I'm
Right.
so confused by that. I don't know how did we even get to this? How did we get to this? Because it has to just be because people are interested, and now we as a society like have
Right.
all of this at our fingertips, and so we're using it for entertainment instead of
Because it is entertainment. Like people go home and they're like, "Oh, I'm going to watch Carl do a flight from New York to Chicago on his simulator." And it's almost like they get just as much joy from watching that as they would like
Actually
doing
flying.
that, actually flying. Yeah. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, that is so like. And I was thinking about too, like, which is worse, like the people who are sitting there and watching this, or the people who are like, if you got to hustle, like, I'm not mad at you, bro. I'm not mad at you. Like, if you're looking at me, you're like, I'm making 6 figures because I'm flying an imaginary plane. Like,
good on you, man.
Okay,
cool.
Like, kudos
But
to you. Not what I would have chose.
Yeah, Well, and I think it comes from somewhat. So Josh. He doesn't play, like, he used to play video games a lot. Now, like, he played for maybe 25 minutes last night. Like, he used to play a lot more. And he would watch, like, YouTube videos and stuff like that to, like, help him get through levels, or maybe he missed something. You know what I mean? Like, and so that's, I think, where not need, but, you know, like, that's where the need came from. But it's turned into a whole
you play video games?
Other beast. There's one that I play
on a phone or on like a console.
On a computer.
Okay.
So, and it's just The Sims. So it's not like it's anything.
Are you driving trucks?
I'm not driving trucks. No, it's just called The Sims.
Oh,
The
Sims.
Heard
You play
of The Sims?
Yeah, I know The Sims.
Okay. Yeah. And so that
which is funny because you're living in a you're living life in another life. Like, that's crazy to me.
The reason why, and the Sims community is gigantic.
Yeah.
It's impressive. I mean, when I think about it in this aspect, like in this context,
you start
of
unpacking it sounds so absurd.
It does sound super weird. I think the reason why a lot of people like The Sims is because you can play out a life that you can't live.
So unreal.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
but here's the deal. You have to have you have to have the Jesus factor, all right? And whether you are a professing believer, Christian or not, just think this through. When you die and you go and you meet Jesus and he says, "You did what?" That is what goes through my head all the time.
Yes,
I cannot tell my Lord and Savior, I cannot look at him in the face and say, I drove an imaginary truck 40 hours a week. I just couldn't do that.
But I don't know. Maybe it would be like, what did you do with what I provided? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. I provided you this job as a truck driver simulator delivering.
But I'm pretty sure Jesus would look at me and be like, why didn't you just go drive a real truck?
We'll have to chat with him. Do you ever wonder what it'll be like? So my mom has this theory that I'm kind of behind. Josh, every time that I talk about it, he's like, I can't with you. But so my mom at one time told me that heaven, when you go to heaven, you go into this like.
But your face when I was telling the driving story is my face right now listening to this story.
It's not. I know it's not.
Carry on.
Okay, but like it would be so nice if once you get to heaven, you walk past and you're in there. Like, I got my golden ticket. I turned it in.
Theology's so bad right now. Anyway, keep going.
I know.
Golden. Isn't it Willy Wonka's chocolate factory?
That'd be.
You didn't like.
With me and you'll be in a world of pure. Anyways, so she.
Oh my goodness!
I remember her talking about how you get in, and then you're like walking through a conference room, not a conference room.
A conference room.
So you're in not a conference room, but like a conference building.
Gene Wilder's Jesus, and
there's people licking the wallpaper. No, you like a big giant building with little conference rooms.
Your mom thinks that heaven is a Motel 6 with the conference room. Anyway,
I hope it's clean. So if you have questions that you have accumulated throughout your life on Earth, you get up there and you're like, "Hey,
you
God,
have to ask,
why did you make mosquitoes?" And instead of him being like, "Let me sit down and explain to you, please go to conference room 17B," where we talk about.
So now you got to walk all the way around.
Well, you're floating, baby. You ain't got. Do you have legs?
There's this thing called a Bible. You should read it. And
no, we know it's not real, but like we'll just randomly be like, I wonder why God designed it this way, and then we're like, well, I guess we'll go to conference room
Hey
153.
guys, Charlie Bucket is doing a conference in conference room B on why we have mosquitoes. So carry on.
Oh no, I'm just saying. Like she's said that before, and I'm like, yeah, that'd be kind of convenient. Like, okay.
I mean, yeah, and there's also like Mike TV is telling you the ins and outs of truck simulators,
Exactly.
like and why they were important on planet Earth.
In conference room 47.
Ah, man, I just can't. I cannot get on
Yeah,
board
that's-
with like what. So for whatever reason, in my head, I have like this time, this clock that ticks down. And so when I do something that I think has no merit, like I'm just like, Jordan, you're wasting your life. Get out. Like,
Well.
get out right now.
It's not what you. I guess it's not what you do. It's what you do with what you do. Maybe.
Augustus Gloop.
Do I?
Now we're just
I
saying
was
random.
actually just
Grandpa
thinking,
Joe, Mr.
So,
Salt.
Willy Wonka is, I think, one of my favorite movies. Like my mom hated this.
The Charlie
movie.
and Chocolate Factory is your favorite movies?
Willy Wonka.
It's not Willy Wonka. It's Charlie and the Chocolate.
Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, it is.
the original one
is.
with Gene Wilder.
Yeah.
And I sing and whistle Pure Imagination all of the time.
Really?
It is constantly flowing in my head. Like,
Do you want a random tidbit from that movie? I just learned this the other day.
okay.
I learned that Gene Wilder was going to reject the role of Willy Wonka if he could not
Do
come
the
out
cane scene.
with the cane. Yeah,
which is a great scene.
That's fantastic.
That scene was like ASMR before ASMR was a thing.
Ooh.
I loved the sound of that cane every time that he stamped it in the cracks of the sidewalk. Exactly. Like, oh, I loved it. But like, there were so many things with that movie that I just wanted to like experience. Like, and it's super weird things. Like Augustus Gloop when he's getting interviewed
Yeah.
for winning the golden ticket. His family's out to dinner. Have you seen that? Have you seen this movie?
Okay, so I just listened to a podcast that like broke down Willy Wonka. So carry on. Like,
No, have you watched it?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay,
Yeah.
so when they're in the restaurant,
the new one's
and
horrible, by the way. Just so everybody, let's just get that out there with Johnny Depp.
There's a newer one.
Well, oh yeah, there's been like there's two of them. There's the one with Johnny Depp, and then and then there's Wonka, which came out, and Wonka's like the prequel.
I don't.
Wonka was okay, but the remake of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory with Johnny Depp was like, I was like, why are you destroying movies? Like, why do we do that?
That's like happening because
I hate it.
yeah,
Why do we do that?
I don't know, because we run out of stuff to do.
Have you ever read the Old Testament? Pick a story and put it in Hollywood. Like,
There's a movie that's going around about David, like David's story.
do you know how much like crazy stuff is in the Old Testament? Like, just do
Dude,
that. All right, wait, hold on. We got to go back to Willy Wonka before we lose it.
Okay, so like Augustus Gloop, when his family is getting interviewed,
Yeah.
and they're all at a restaurant, they're eating something that looks kind of like maybe a meatball or something, and I always wanted to eat what they were eating, just because like
What do you think he's eating?
I don't know. I don't know if it's like a Swedish meatball or like
That's the
meatloaf.
chef in you coming
I don't
out.
know. Like yeah, like now I'm like, what were you guys eating?
If you could relive any movie moment, like in real life, what would it be?
Any movie moment.
Yeah.
What do
Like,
you
what's the
mean?
one movie moment that pops up? You're like, I wish that, like, I want to be able to do that.
Oh.
Is it eating the meatball? Is that the one?
No, it's not. How sad would that be?
You're like, that's it. That's where I'm at. Like,
My life is complete if I just.
I don't know if I can think of one like off the top of my head, but that's what I was thinking about while you were talking. I was thinking like, what would be like a moment in a movie, and you guys can let us know too, like where you would say like, man, I want that. That to happen would be outstanding.
I don't know that I have that with movies.
Really?
No, I get very.
Do you want to experience like a song?
kind of. So I don't with movies. I get so immersed in them, so I can see myself in them.
Yeah.
If I can see myself in a situation, then like I'm good. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But so we're totally switching because concerts, like live
Oh,
music.
okay. Yeah.
Live music. There are a couple of songs that are recorded live
Yeah.
that I'm like, how cool would it have been to be there?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So
yeah,
like the "Let Me Clear My Throat" song.
Hitman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that song?
Because it's live.
It's live. I
forgot about that. It's live.
I would love
Who
to
sings
be there
that?
in that moment. We got DJ Fresh and something. What is his name?
Oh man. Keep going.
So
DJ Cool. Yeah.
so I want to. That's where I would want to be, and then there. I think it was at Lollapalooza, where Gwen Stefani, she's singing to like a sea of people.
Mm-hmm.
And she's singing "I'm Just a Girl." Like it was like 90s.
Yeah.
And she's singing "I'm Just a Girl," but she's like talking to them, and it's just so electric. Like that's what I want to be in. Is like those things. I don't care to be in movies. Like yeah, it'd be cool to be in explosions.
So you're saying like instead of being in an imaginary thing, like I could be in like a real actual thing
Yes.
that is
tangible,
solidified in history. Like
yes.
okay. The "Let Me Clear My Throat" by DJ Cool was recorded at the Bahama Bay Club in Philadelphia. Ready for this? Guess the year.
I'm gonna guess like a 1986.
Oh, 10 years off. 96.
96.
April of 1996.
Man, yeah, I would be too young. But
Have you ever been at a spot where like something was recorded where you're like, I was there?
Not that I know of. I mean,
I'm trying to think if I was. Actually, no, that's not true. Was I there for that? Way back in the day. Do you know what Cornerstone is?
Cornerstone?
Yeah, Cornerstone was in Illinois. It was a Christian music festival that was very similar to Woodstock for a couple of years.
Oh, okay.
Five Iron Frenzy, who, if you're like a,
I
like
kinda
a,
know
yeah,
that
whatever,
name.
they
Yeah.
did a show where you could sign the thing and they put everybody's name in the actual like CD
Oh, that's
like
so
pocket.
cool.
So there was like people who like you could still to this day like go to the CD cover and like your name is forever etched
Oh,
in
that's so cool. No, I have not been a part of that. But yeah, just to be a part of like something cool like that, or like you forever hear it, or like even it was a horrible Woodstock, but like Woodstock of what was it, 99?
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah.
dumpster fire of a concert. I mean, like let's call it what it is.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
a dumpster fire. But like just to say that you were there, how cool. You know what I mean? Like
Or like the original Woodstock or whatever.
yeah. That Woodstock. Which music festival?
A festival? We're going
Okay,
festival?
so we're gonna
both.
choose.
So wait, pause. People should know you and I both love music.
Love
like
music.
of all genres.
Yes.
So
lots of genres.
whatever
I think that's
question-
actually how our friendship kind of.
Yeah. So whatever question's going to come out of your mouth that's music related, it could go down a rabbit hole. I'm just saying that.
Okay, so I once heard this somewhere else, and I asked Josh, and he was like, none of them. So we're just talking hypothetical
Okay.
kind of thing. If you were to choose between Lollapalooza,
Ooh.
Woodstock,
Okay. Can I throw Cornerstone in there? Because that'd be my winner.
no, then we can't throw it in there, Jordan. We absolutely cannot.
I want mine. Cornerstone was
the-
crazy. Like Cornerstone. For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, Cornerstone was a Christian music festival. It was in Illinois for years, and it legitimately was a place that my parents should have never sent me, and they let me go every single year.
Okay, no, we're not gonna say Cornerstone because like that
Nobody knows it.
Well, people
Lollapalooza,
know it.
Woodstock.
Okay, Lollapalooza, Woodstock.
Did you just look up the
Coachella?
top?
Well, I can't remember.
Coachella. Oh,
Coachella?
I got one.
Or what's the other one that they
I got
had
one.
said?
I'll tell you exactly where I'm going.
Where are you going? Already?
Tomorrowland.
So it was. Oh, I was gonna say Burning Man. If you could
Not
choose.
Burning Man. Tomorrowland.
Okay, no, we're putting those aside. You have to. You only have 4 to choose from: Burning Man, Coachella, Lollapalooza, or Woodstock.
I go Tomorrowland.
I mean, okay, yes, absolutely.
Do you know what Tomorrowland is?
I do. I would love to go there, and I would love to go to Electric Forest.
Oh, Electric Forest. People
would-
are like, what are you guys into? Like, okay, here's the problem though. Like,
They're all different.
let's just make this clear for everybody. I'm gonna run back. I'll summarize it really. So Bethany, for my 40th birthday, got me Dave Matthews Band tickets.
Yeah.
Never been to Dave Matthews. Like
He's a weird dude.
It was I love Dave Matthews.
I mean, yeah, like, I love his music, just himself.
I love Dave Matthews. Here's what we should have done. We should have had front row seats because Dave Matthews Band fans are a whole different breed of people. And when I showed up, I was like, I love Jesus, and none of you do. So I don't even know.
That's not fair. They might love Jesus.
I'm not
I
sure.
wasn't there, but we're going to assume. We're going to give some people the benefit of the doubt.
Kim, it was karaoke night at the bar. And, I mean, like, people are on substances after substances. I didn't
realize. Which is prime people watching.
Oh, it is. But I'm like, man, like, this is Sodom and Gomorrah type stuff going on, you know? So
you would be the one good person that God is looking for.
He's like, where'd Jordan go? And why? Hey, buddy. Again, you have to explain to him when you get up there, like, you want to talk about Dave Matthews when you turn 40? What are we doing there? Like, what happened? So, like, that's the hard part for me is I would love to be at those spots, but there's so much stuff that goes on. Yeah, there's so much stuff that goes on where you're like, man, like, do you guys really need this? Like, Bethany and I were having this conversation the other day. Like, it's amazing to us. You go to, like, a concert and, like, people need substance in order to enjoy it. Where for us, we're like, we saw Ben Rector, best concert, top 5.
Love Ben Rector. Yeah, he's
easily.
Good. He's good music.
Oh, and, like, nobody, like, there was no alcohol there. It was super fun. It was I would say family friendly. There was some kids there or whatever, but it was just like everybody's having a good time.
Yeah. Yes.
So if you go to Tomorrowland,
I don't know how people remember it.
I don't. Like, they're just it's just like this trip, but the music is so
I know.
good.
There's so many times. Once again, it's a music experience. Like, I remember, like, on my Instagram and stuff like that, I've seen music festivals and I'm like, just to be there to, like, feel that bass run through. Oh, that would
What were your 4?
Okay, so we have Coachella.
Coachella's a good one.
Burning Man.
Burning Man's like just straight hippies.
That is.
Yeah.
Lollapalooza.
Depends on
Woodstock.
who's there that year. Woodstock doesn't happen anymore, so you have to go to 3.
We're just saying, like, if all 4 of those.
And you're saying, like, people out, like, let's take people out of it and just, like, the music side of things.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a tough one. What do you got?
I would choose Lollapalooza.
I'd probably be in your boat. Like, I'd probably, like, because it's diverse.
It is diverse, and there's just, I like that vibe.
Yeah.
Burning Man is like, I don't want.
What are we doing?
I
here?
don't want to use the restroom in the hole of the ground that you dug.
And, like, again, you have to take out, like, all the substances out of it, or else you're not gonna go.
No,
because
no.
Like, Burning Man, like, all people do is just go to, like, trip out and, like, get lost.
Yeah,
you know?
And, like, I'm just talking, like, the music aspect, because I think they're 4 very different festivals, musically speaking.
Tomorrowland is actually coming up. It's in July.
Stop talking about Tomorrowland. That's
I know,
not in that one. And Crossroads or whatever you said.
Cornerstone.
Cross Ramp. Those are not in the 4.
Okay, so here's the funny thing. Cornerstone and Tomorrowland would be like polar opposites. I mean, like, just take the whole. Here's the reason why I love Tomorrowland. 1, I love EDM music. Love EDM music. I don't know why. I just think it's probably like.
What does EDM stand for?
Electronic dance music.
Wop 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 wop. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah, electronic dance music.
That's actually gonna be next week's intro.
With EDM music, you never have to worry about. Well, true EDM music, you never have to worry about lyrics. That's why it's so good, and it'll just make you want to jump around.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. There have been times where I've stumbled into EDM music at like 9:30 at night, like folding laundry, and I'm like pumped.
On the count of 3, I want everybody in the place to make some noise if you're down with me.
So Jordan, your choice is going to be Tomorrowland, which isn't the 4. Yeah. What's fascinating to me with those, with like Tomorrowland, Electric Forest, or any, any
Electric
like
Forest is so good.
It's not. I mean, it is the music, but the lights.
Oh, and that's why I said it, because like they build a city in Tomorrowland specifically for the music, and it's all like the light shows. They will. Here's a YouTube video for you to watch. If you search like practice, like Tomorrowland practice or something like that, I don't know where it would actually take you, but anyway, they they set up in like empty and abandoned warehouses to like practice. And then that's how they like do the light show. And then they just let it out. It's like, hey, Disney, how about no? And they just like go to a next like level.
Yeah.
Here, Disney, hold my drink. Like, I'm about to go off.
Yeah, it's impressive.
I'd burn the Magic Kingdom to the ground. All right. So with that said, let's say top 3 concerts ever.
Well, so I'm still kind of getting into concerts.
Really?
Yeah. So
is this new to you? Man, I've been going to concerts forever.
Well, okay.
I'm married to a musician though, so
I
all over the place.
Concerts.
Can you just go top 2 then?
Well, okay. So my favorite artist, I've gone to one concert of his. He just announced a tour in Chicago that I'm gonna be going to.
Who?
I'm pretty sure his name is Alan Stone. He's kind of like a. He's a white dude with some soul.
You listen to a lot of diverse music.
I do.
He looks like Weird Al Yankovic.
He does. When I first discovered what he looked like, I was like, "Who this?"
Yeah, he looks really like a lot
but
like.
Man has got some pipes. He can his what he sounds like on, Spotify or whatever is what he sounds like in the concert. It is impressive. He's got
that's a kicker.
Yeah,
Ben Rector does that. Like when you go, you're like, whoa, you sound like you sound in the studio.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
And so I went to his concert last year, and I mean, it's just a good concert. What I appreciate about it is he's not huge. I don't know if I'll ever go to one of those concerts where 15,000 people are going.
That's hard because you get lost in the crowd, and you can't. You don't get a good experience either.
And I feel like when I went to see Alan Stone, there was an appreciation of him to everybody that was out there.
Mm-hmm.
That it's not an intimate setting, but like it's a little bit closer.
Sure.
You feel like he can look at you and you're like, that's so cool.
Some of those guys prefer that too. Like they don't want to play to like the masses.
Yeah. And so I really liked his concert. I'm
Where'd you see him
probably
at?
going to go in Indianapolis.
Venue matters too.
I don't remember.
Like
it was like a hi-fi.
Oh yeah.
We were outside and it was like the hottest day.
Is it it's an amphitheater, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was really cool. I mean, I absolutely loved it. And then Josh and I just recently went to Teskey Brothers.
Oh, I don't know them either.
Which was good. They're Australian. They're blues.
Please tell me when they came out. They're like, "Good night, mate."
No, they came out singing "Try a Little Tenderness" by Otis Redding.
There you
Like,
go.
that was good. But I actually liked. The Teskey Brothers aren't going to listen. I actually liked. Sorry, Teskey Brothers. I'm sorry, guys.
They might.
I really liked the opener, which was
that happens.
I really liked the opener, and I think the reason why I liked the opener.
Were you not a fan and then became a fan?
I didn't know them.
See, that's how I found. That's how I found Jake Scott.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing with concerts to me is like you're going for a good time. Okay. Mm-hmm. Teskey Brothers not saying that it wasn't a good time. Absolutely great music, and just you can tell they love what they do.
Yeah.
They're brothers. Like they're just up there being, with their sibling, having a good time.
Yeah.
Which is a good time, but their music is a little bit more somber. Like when I had Josh listen to it, I was trying to kind of like, this is music where like you're sitting on the porch, at a hot summer day.
You're not like standing up like dancing, going nuts or whatever.
Yeah, you're just kind of there to appreciate the guitar. It's more of an appreciation band. And the heavy was who I listened to. They were the opener.
Oh yeah,
and
they're good.
Yeah, and they came out and just the energy that they had, they were just there for a good time. Like they were new.
But all those bands are performers, right? Like they're all musicians. So there's a difference between a person who comes out and you're like, oh, you're on the radio, and you could totally tell that you like people have messed with your voice, and then people come out and be like, no, we could live in Nashville like tomorrow and make make a living being there, or whatever the case is. So
I mean, those were both really great concerts.
That's like Lawrence, Lake City Drive.
I haven't. Lake City's going to be around soon.
Lake Street Drive. Oh,
Lake Street.
Her new song is so good.
I know. I really like. See, this is everybody's like snore.
We've lost so many listeners because we're just going into music. We probably shouldn't have done that, but that's okay.
Lake Street Drive. Really like them. I'm gonna look and see when they're gonna be around because I know that it is somewhat soon because I almost got tickets for them.
Ooh.
So here's the thing. I didn't grow up going to concerts. Somewhat because like we just didn't have the money for it.
Yeah.
But also I wasn't as interested in music.
Is that new?
No. I just didn't have an appreciation for it more. Maybe that's what it is. I didn't have an appreciation for it that I do now, where I'm not going, and I think that's why my playlists are so diverse, is because now I can appreciate, love me some classical music.
Right.
But that's super
Alexis French.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I absolutely love it. I love jazz. But the reason why I love it is because wow, you can really play that instrument.
Exactly.
It is impressive. And so I'm trying to find them and I cannot find. They're going to be around soon. I know that much unless it got canceled. But how do you find new artists? What is your...
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah. So Spotify's been really good at that.
Yeah.
Because Release Radar comes out. You should see Bethany's Release Radar and my Release Radar. Holy cow. It's worlds apart.
I don't use Release Radar. I use Discover.
Really?
Discover Weekly is what I use.
I think that's the same thing. Yeah, or similar things or whatever the case is. But yeah, I'll kind of go off one. The one feature I love with Spotify right now is that you can find a song, click go to radio.
Yes.
And then it just it will build off of
that sound.
Off of that sound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I found a lot of artists.
Tons of artists. But the old adage is true, right? The creme always rises.
Mm-hmm.
So it is an oversaturated thing right now. The music industry is just so oversaturated.
Well, because everybody has an Apple computer and can, press buttons.
We're preaching to the choir because we're having a podcast for that reason, right? So I get that, but at the same time, there's so much bad music out there too, where I'm like, oh man. So mostly that recommendations.
Oh yeah.
You and I send music back and forth all the time.
Yeah, we haven't sent anything in a long time.
I almost sent you that new Lake Street the other day, the 25 song.
Oh yeah.
Have you heard that yet?
I think I heard it, but it wasn't one where I was paying attention. It was oh, this is Lake Street Drive, kind of a situation.
Her Rachel Price. Yeah.
Yeah.
Her voice is fantastic.
It is.
But she has a lyric in the 25 song that says, she says, I'll be an old woman with somebody else by my side, but I will always be in love with you in the memories when we were 25.
Oh,
I love the sad music,
yeah.
Because we were driving and I said, Bethany, did you hear what she just said? And she's like, no, I wasn't paying attention. I was said it's dropped it back or whatever. And she's like, that's sad. And I'm like, yeah, but it's good.
It was good. So that's caught me a couple times because I don't like music initially from the lyrics. You're a lyrics person. So there have been a couple times that I've sent you songs.
Yeah,
and you're like, Kimberly, you cannot do that.
Yeah, there's so I definitely check your spiritual life there a couple of times. But then again, I'm going to Tomorrowland, so who knows? Paint my face and let lights shine on my body. I don't know what we're doing.
But yeah, there's an appreciation from me, which is why I think mine is so diverse. But yeah, you have to be in a good mood. There's a certain mood you have to be in to kind of find new music.
So one of the things that we've talked about a lot in the past is the best thing about music, and it's so hard to do because it happens rare, is when you can get the music to match the day.
That's
there's sometimes when the music doesn't match the day, and you're like, forget it, I'm going to bed.
Burn the whole day down.
Like nothing works. All your favorite songs are garbage. You know, like
This radio is trash.
yeah. There were some times when I used to walk into like the B&B and I'd look at you and I'd be like, I'm doing it. I'm matching the music with the day today. It's hard to do.
It is hard to do. I really like when it happens organically, where it just like
yeah.
you hear something and you're like, yeah, and then the radio starts playing and you're like, I am vibing with this.
Yes.
Actually, that happened after the Teskey Brothers concert. We were driving home, and it was kind of a long drive. Not super long, but I mean, it was a distance.
Long enough, yeah.
And I was looking up a song, and then I just let it play. And every once in a while I have these
Everything
moments
goes away.
in a movie where like you see the people with their arm out the window, the music track, you know, whatever is really good.
Yep.
That was
It.
That was my moment. And like Josh and I don't think talked the whole way home. Not because we were mad at each other.
No, that's
but
when it's
just
good.
like the music was good.
Yeah.
We were just like it was the perfect, and I
Yeah.
found a couple new artists from that radio.
That's how you know when you're. I don't think you're in love. I think you make a choice to love people, but that's when you know like you're with like your person.
Mhm.
Is when like you don't have to
just
say
there.
a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're good. Like just be there, and the music's going, and you're like.
Like there are times where you just want to bottle that. I had another one of those moments last night where like I was sitting on my porch, I was watching the boys, they were doing karate, and just like everybody was happy. Like,
Yeah.
it was a happy time, and you just want to like bottle those moments.
I wish there was a way to like the like AI does like the formula or whatever for your
For life.
for like
I wish
your
the
playlist.
AI just lived my life for me.
Like there is no formula for it. Like
No.
it's just either there or it's not there. And when it's there, oh, it's good. When it's not
Yeah.
there, it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
because you're like it could be a rainy day, a sunny day, whatever the case is.
Just something clicks. It all clicks.
Yeah.
I
All right, we got to land this plane.
Okay.
Let's see. So, okay, so if we want to hear from you,
yes.
so let's say I'm curious. Let's say your top 3 concerts,
Yeah.
like of all time,
Yeah.
like where you would go. I'll entertain movie,
Like what movie scene would you
what
wanna
what
live in?
movie scene do you want to like be in? Any others? You got any others?
If you had a choice, since you didn't answer, I want to hear from the listeners. If you had a choice between Coachella,
Oh, other
Lollapalooza, Woodstock,
people are
or
like questioning
Burning Man,
Oof.
just like which one, you know, like
People be like, none of those because I'm
where-
60.
so maybe Woodstock, you know, like Woodstock. What is it? 78?
And again, we're going for the music side of things.
Yes.
Not going for like you can't sit there and be like, I wouldn't go to that because this is what would happen there. We know, we understand. But like what, like music wise,
Musically speaking,
where'd you go? Well, like where would you like land
vibes
in that?
maybe.
In regards to that. Yeah.
I don't know what vibes are, but like they just are.
Also, still on the table is the intro. Like,
Absolutely.
Rodney's got it right now. He's in the number 1 spot.
Yeah, I have 2 people who we're just waiting on
Yeah.
some clips to get sent. Maybe 4, but definitely 3 that I have gotten like solid. Okay, cool. Love this idea. So that's
Don't overthink it.
Don't overthink it. Like
Stop it.
snapping, clapping.
You're doing weird stuff. Don't do that.
Yeah, just, you know, bang on some glasses, you know, like with water in it. Like really, there's some that are just so simple.
You
Love
never
'em.
know. You never know what'll come out.
But whatever you do, make sure that you send it in to greaseandgracepod@gmail.com.
Yep.
And I will read it, and maybe you'll make it on our next episode, like Candace and Beth did today. Thank you so
Yeah,
much
thank
for
you.
sending those in. We really
Good job,
do
ladies.
love getting feedback and things of that sort as well. So if you don't have a story pertaining to what we talked about today, maybe just send us in, you know, tell me something good.
Oh,
yeah.
good song.
Yeah. Since we're talking about music, like tell us something good. Just, you know, what do you love
Is that
about
like a
it?
McDonald's commercial? Tell
Is
me
it?
something good.
I don't think so.
Anyway.
I don't know. But yeah, send them in. Comment on any of the posts that I do for Facebook. But yeah, just give us some feedback. Tell us what you want to hear from us. You can make sure that after you listen to us,
Yes.
that you
Like,
like us.
comment, subscribe, and hit the share button.
Share.
Like, so that's how we push kind of all of this out, and how people, you know, like, hey, this is like something you listen to while you're washing your car, or you're driving in the perfect music or whatever, you know, like it's good.
I'm a podcast listener when I go to work.
100%.
Like if I'm driving, I've got a 2-hour drive, and so I get in some solid podcast time to and from work, and so that's my.
All right, like, comment, subscribe, share, whatever platform that you're listening on.
Facebook,
Instagram, all of the above. Until next time, we'll see you real soon.
Bye.
Bye.